Hello guys, and welcome to a brand new video, in-depth logger tutorial just for you guys. Starting with quick logging. A true logger definitely needs the highest logging speed, but you don't want too much, guys. The reason is because at one point when you reach high logging speed, it becomes unnoticeable. I will get into the details further a bit later, but for now this skill has to be 5 out of 5. Primary wood's crit chance. What this skill does is lets you get wood faster, basically higher crit chance when chopping trees. If you need this shit, then upgrade this to 5-5. If you need the wood for building manors, making boards and gunpowder, go ahead, get this to 5-5. But if you hate having full inventory of wood and ending up deleting it every time, don't touch this skill. Secondary wood's crit chance. The most important skill. Increases crit chance for your secondary resources, such as twigs, wood cores, birch root, broadleaves, blah blah, you get it. Max the skill first, make sure it's 5 out of 5. Don't even skip the skill. It's the most important one. Broadleaf skill, you don't have to max the skill, it depends on where your server is advanced. Is it late game or is it early game? This skill is pretty useless if you're really advanced and the server ready, but this skill is useful for Mount Snow Stronghold. You can exchange broadleaf, and as it says in the description, every 16 broadleaf you exchange, you will get 1 additional broadleaf. As for the actual resource, it is obtained from Mount Snow by chopping boxwood. 6% for 1 out of 5 is kinda low chance. Have to max it out to have the highest possibility of obtaining it. And of course, if you max it out, you will get more broadleaves for exchanging in the stronghold. Broadleaves are logger exclusive and they're used for making polyester cloth. Boxwood just increases the chance of obtaining boxwood while chopping trees in Mount Snow, or any other zone which trees levels are level 4. If you do not know how to get higher level trees, you have to change the gather level zone before you travel to it in the heli. Here's an example. The only place to obtain birch root is in Santipani. I am sure there's no other zone where you can obtain that. Before you travel to the zone, the game itself explains and shows you what the zone's exclusive resources are. The higher the skill, the higher percentage to obtain birch root. Early game logger makes you bank once you have the skill maxed, and you have hella logging speed with food buffs, energize, good logger gear. You can max out the zone under 10 to 5 minutes and have full shipping already. Oak cedar leaves. This skill increases the chance of obtaining oak logs at first. When you upgrade this skill to level 4, you'll get exclusive resource when chopping level 6 trees. Oak cedar leaves. They're pretty easy to get and can be sold for a nice price or just burnt into nanoplastic. Nanmu, I highly suggest upgrading the skill, because this will be your everyday skill that will help you a lot. If you're struggling on gold, on nanoplastic, you will get Nanmu when you chop trees, and you will get hella of it. This will increase yield in redwood, and once the skill is level 3, you will start obtaining Nanmu. When you max the skill, you will be able to completely max shipping in one zone under 5 minutes, and I will show you. Highly suggest to max the skill, because that's what I did, and chopping trees will give you a lot of redwood and Nanmu pretty much in no time. Pine saplings. Once you learn the skill, you can buy pine saplings from Tex Brandon. The higher the skill, the more pine cones you get. Make the skill at least 3 out of 5 and it should be enough. Try to save new dollars and max it out, because this will be your everyday thing to plant and chop in your garden. 10 saplings per day can be bought from him, which is 800 gold per sapling, and that is total 8k per day. And with the advanced fertilizers, that would be around 10 to 11,000 gold bars. And you can get 400 pine cones or maybe more out from 10 trees with the proper food and gear, which should be 35,000 to 40,000 gold per day. Maybe more, because the pine cone prices might be higher in your server, but mine is 89 per pine cone, so that's 35k per day for me. Elm bark, I hate the skill with a passion, but how it works is you upgrade it and then loot boxes in Levin City. Worst thing ever, it is completely boring, no chopping trees involved, all you do is run in Levin City, open boxes, and yet you might not even find elm bark after opening a box, which is a bummer. Personally for me, this skill sucks, so if you just hate spending hours in Levin City opening boxes, don't upgrade this skill. Invest in other skills that you just gotta chop trees in, it's way better. Elm leaves, this skill increases your chance of getting elm leaves in Levin City. Not really worth to upgrade the skill, because it's a waste. As of already at that time, elm leaves are really easy to get. You don't want it any easier, it's a waste of new dollars. Now when it comes to farming gear, here's what a logger really needs. Find a hat with logging speed in the market. The highest I've seen was a baseball cap with 9.6% logging speed. Maybe there's a higher, I don't really know, but that seems the best for me. If you find one, get it. The higher the better. You will need armor that also gives you logging speed, such as the red wine guard or the blue azure armor. They both have 3% mining and logging speed. The armor that evolves though, which should look like this. They both have 3% mining and logging speed, and if modified the maximum could be 17% logging speed. With that together, hat and body, you would have almost 27% of logging speed. Now that's not it, you can also look for a shield that has full power and has logging speed. A basic shield would be better if there's none of basic shields. Look for a sulfate shield because that's an alternative of a basic shield, and if there's no sulfate shields, look for a Xur shield that has logging speed. Once you get that done, you can now start putting Formula Plus. Now Logger doesn't really need any more logging speed as it's already pretty fast by default. So what we need from our Formula Plus is chance of logging secondary resources. This is where your gathered crystals come in place. We'll need HP reagents, which we will try to roll for damage caused by infected reduced. You don't have to, but it would help a little bit in survivability. So zombies will do less damage to you. Gathered crystals for the chance of logging secondary resources. We don't need a film because we're just chopping, not fighting. And if you want a survival crystal, you can of course put that in the roll too. Pay close attention that helmet and body armor has different survival crystal rolls. For example, the body armor, I don't think this is for logger, as it might be just for gather cert, which is the hand picker. But as for helmet, there is a logger attribute, healthy logging. Each time you obtain secondary resources, your HP and energy gets restored. Not really that useful, but if you want, you can roll the component with level 1. Using proper food buffs is also important. Logger needs secondary resources, crit chance, food buff. Best is pumpkin rice, made with 2 pumpkins and 2 rice. It gives 15% secondary crit. So far this is the highest food buff that gives this many crit. There's also fish food that gives logging speed and crit chance, but it's obtained rarely or by opening the optional bento packs and claiming them from there. These ones are also rare and obtained from specific events. And of course you want to have the best tool possible while chopping for the best results. Make sure your gathering skill is maxed. You also get some logging speed from that. You also want to use your vigor properly and use drumsticks, as it will also help you with gathering experience. Most people do not know what to do with pine cones, redwood or nanmu once they hoard them. The best is to craft them into workables and then sell them in the market. Here you can check the resource and what it can be crafted to, then you can proceed on making that workable. Either farm its materials or buy it from the market. Every time, have full slots occupied in the trade city for selling, and if you're full, you can of course burn the materials for nanoplastic to free up some space. Once you get lots of the materials, they will clog up your storage. Resources like cedar leaves, birch root should be sold as they are logger exclusive. Nanmu, redwood, all the other materials could be burned for nanoplastic. And of course, before you go farming, energize your armor with Pioneer. Energize it 5 times, so you can get that sweet crit bonus. Pioneer Energize can be unlocked once your camp reaches electrical period and it's bought directly from Tax Brandon. If your camp has the tech for crafting modifications, you can go to the armor store or weapon store and give them 80 redwood. That means you could give 80 redwood to make 1 weapon mod, and you can give 80 redwood to make 1 armor mod. That's 160 redwood to make 2 mods, and that's also a good way to get rid of that material. Now it works with any material, not just redwood, so you can choose what you want to give to the NPCs. Once you reach level 80 Gather, you can upgrade your CERT to Senior Logger. That will let you unlock the St. Rona's exclusive resource, Camphor Leaf, and that is needed for gunmakers, to make the exclusive cast iron. The farming is extremely slow because the percentage to obtain camphor leaf is just 6% on 1 out of 5 upgraded skill. But once you get further and max out the skill, camphor leaf should be easier and faster to farm. Wood ash is also obtained from Saint Rona by unlocking a skill in the Gathers tab, and that needs level 80 gather. But anyone can farm wood ash since it's not a loggers exclusive. Pretty much that's it for this video, guys, and currently I do not own or have any accounts that is a miner or a hemp picker or furniture armor maker and so on, so I don't think the videos of those certs will come out anytime soon, because I am definitely not going to switch to these certs as I don't really enjoy being one. Logger, although, is actually a pretty fun cert to play with and everyone should try it. Same goes with miner, but miner is a little different because rocks are more rare than trees in LifeAfter. Thank you guys for watching, I hope this helps, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.